Call him the heir apparent. The 19-year-old is the future of a rebuilt Laker lineup equipped to end the Bulls' championship run. Is this the end of an era? The Bulls, saddled with injuries, remain to be contenders in the East and have set the championship standard the Lakers want to attain. Welcome to Chicago, and there is a buzz at the United Center here that you only get for the very special games, and we've got one tonight as the Los Angeles Lakers take on the Chicago Bulls. The Lakers 1.5 game out of first place in the Pacific Division, and the defending world champions right now in the middle of the pack in the Central. And good evening, everyone. I'm Dick Stockton along with Hubie Brown and Brian Burwell. Are these the two teams that are destined to meet in the NBA Finals in June, or are we witnessing a passing of the baton from the Bulls to the Lakers? In any event, we've got a marquee matchup, and both teams playing at or near the top of their game. Hubie, the Lakers continue to succeed without Shaquille O'Neal. They are 10-5 without him, and it's because they've got a deep team and really not dependent at all on one man.
Well, Dick, they're rotating 10 players, 5 averaging double figures, and no one is attempting more than 13 shots. That's big. When they score 100 points or more, they are 14-0. So you've got to keep them in a half-court game where there are only 4 wins, 5 losses. It's a deep bench, and they come in with 37 points, paced by Kobe Bryant. And then they have the slashing inside and post-up game, which gets them to the foul line 32 times a night. You must solve the half-court trap. If you do, you keep them out of transition basketball.
Now, the Bulls also without a major star, as everyone knows. Scottie Pippen won't be back until January. And when we talk about Michael Jordan, Hubie, we always talk about his offensive exploits. He leads the NBA in scoring. But defensively tonight, he's going to have to contend with Eddie Jones and then off the bench, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, you're looking at a tough night for Michael because he has to do it at both ends of the floor. And then also, he's struggling with his shot for the first time in his career. 42% from the field, only 19% in threes, 76 on the line. Far below his averages. This team, by the way, only one player shooting over 45%, and that's Tony Kukoc. So how are they getting it done? Well, we're going to give it to you big time. They're 10-1 at home. Points allowed 86, second in the league. How about that field goal percentage against? Only 41%. Rebounding, they are a definite plus because of Dennis Rodman. And then any time that Kukoc, as well as Harper, give it to them offensively, a very tough team to beat in this building.
And even without Shaq and Pippen, we've got a slew of stars tonight, and Michael and Kobe, perhaps a game within a game.
Certainly, Kobe is a star of the future, and it's no different than when I had to play against Dr. J and Walter Davis and some of the other great players. I think that's the highlight of the game, but I think the game is a little bit more deeper than just 2 individuals, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be enough excitement, or just the expectations of excitement in the course of the game that's going to keep everybody on the edge of their seats. Oh, yeah, but that's fun. That's what this game is all about. You know, you have 2 great teams playing against one another. The challenges are there. The excitement is there. Now it's just time to go out there and play and let it all hang out.
Very highest level. Tonight we give you the gift of finely crafted NBA gems, courtesy of the Lakers and the Bulls. And we welcome you to our TBS studios. Vince Giannini, joined by the First Lady of Hoop, Cheryl Miller. And comeback time for one NBA big man. Another night, another pro athlete testing his surgically repaired left knee. Jerry Rice re-injured himself on Monday, but Alonzo Mourning hoping for much better results as he returns after missing the Heat's first 22 games following surgery September 27th, repairing a partially torn tendon. Zoe activated on Wednesday in uniform as Miami was at Washington. So the former Georgetown star back in D.C. and didn't take long for him to find the basket.
And not absolutely hampered by that leg whatsoever with a nice turnaround on the baseline side.
Hits that over Terry Davis, then Tim Hardaway. Well, how does Zoe get this open?
Hey, that's nothing but good offense right there. Easy douche and flush.
6 points after 1 quarter, 8 points at the half, but a game decidedly Washington. And you can see why the Wizards are 5-0 coming into this game at the new MCI Center. So, really, Cheryl, no Christmas rush to get Zoe back in there. The Heat was doing okay without him.
Oh, Vince, this is a great situation for Zoe to step back in. I mean, Miami's played very well in his absence. And I'll tell you, Ike Austin has been absolutely sensational in the middle. But the big question that I think all of us were wondering is how was Zoe well would respond to his knee. As you saw, that very strong on the baseline side. Nice dunk on the baseline side as well. He's been sensational. I hope that he will stay injury-free from here on out.
We hope so. But the Heat, 15-7 without him coming into this game. They'll need to turn it around. Keep tabs on this one. But right now, we're off to the United Center. Holiday heavyweights, Lakers and Bulls. Eddie Jones leads a deep and talented roster into Chicago, where Michael Jordan has held down the fort, helping the Bulls win 10 of 11 at home. L.A., Chicago. Stockton, Brown, and Burwell set it up next.
Change the game. And by AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts.
Here at the United Center, the Chicago Bulls with their 500th consecutive sellout on Monday and their win over the Phoenix Suns, as what has become tradition here, the Bulls players being introduced with the spotlights and the lasers in the darkness. 14-9 on the year for the Chicago Bulls. Not what they are used to, but there is a long way to go, and they're starting to get their game together. Meanwhile, the Lakers at 18-5, who have won 3 in a row after losing 3 games. Nick Van Exel and Eddie Jones at guard, Rick Fox, Eldon Campbell at center in place of Shaquille O'Neal, and Robert Horry, the other forward. The Bulls, who have won 2 in a row. They'll start Michael Jordan and Ron Harper at guard. Tony Kukoc. Harper and Kukoc have stepped up. Dennis Rodman, the rebounder, and Luke Longley, who missed the game on the Monday with a sprained ankle, back in the starting lineup. And right now, let's send it over to Brian Burwell.
Thank you, Dick. And as you said, Shaquille is not here. He's back home recuperating from that abdominal strain. I talked with trainer Gary Vitti, and he said that Shaq is doing individual workouts in L.A. and that they're going to evaluate him over a 7-day period to determine when he does come back. Now, nobody is officially saying anything, but I have been told that he will make his return December 26th at home against the Clippers, which is a pretty nice Christmas gift for all those Laker fans. Back to you, Dick.
All right, Brian, thank you very much. Del Harris, very steady man and an exciting basketball club. He kind of enjoys what this Laker team has done. They're one of the more colorful teams in the league, and Phil Jackson trying to eke out another world championship, Hubie, with his team, but they seem to have more adversity every year.
Well, the biggest problem has been their shooting as a team. Also, Michael Jordan under 50%, and then you have the lack of winning on the road. They're only 4-8 away from home. This is something in their 5 championship seasons where they either had the best or the second best road record in the league.
We have a problem with the game clock, thus the delay before we get underway. And, of course, the Bulls sorely miss Scottie Pippen, who was expected back in January after going surgery on his left foot. And all the rumors of a trade and Pippen's dissatisfaction and the possibility that they could still work things out. But Scottie Pippen, an unhappy injured player right now with the Bulls.
Well, on 4 occasions, he has said that I'm never going to play here again. Now, February 19th is the trade deadline. So management has to make a decision. Do they re-sign him for the future, keep him happy for the rest of the season and in the future, or do they trade him, all right, and then get something back in return? Now, it's interesting the names that we hear. We hear Eddie Jones, Gugliotta, Austin, Stackhouse, Smith. We hear some interesting people. Now, can they pull something like this off? Well, it all has to stay within the salary cap.
And speaking of Eddie Jones, who is starring for the Lakers these days, this is a big game for both teams. Even though it's one of 2 regular season games and we're in the middle of December, they remember the results of these games. And Eddie Jones talked about playing the world champion Chicago Bulls.
Well, we just have to take it as another game, a game where, you know, they're world champions and we want to be world champions. And I just think we just got to go out and play extremely hard and just come away with a victory.
You know, it's interesting how these players downplay the significance of this game, but Hubie, you know that when they win the game, whichever side wins, they'll say this was a statement game.
Oh, absolutely. I agree 100%. And when you think, Dick, that the Lakers are averaging 107 points a game and have the best differential, number 1, 10 points a game differential without Shaquille O'Neal, that is unbelievable. When he joins this team, if they ever hit a good stride in the second half of the season, and then carried into the playoffs, they are definitely going to be difficult to handle.
And there you see where they are ranked first in points, field goals, and point differential, which is really one of the important measuring sticks of teams in the NBA. The reason why we have the delay, once again, we're having a problem with the game clock, and while we work to get that fixed up at the scorer's table, we're going to send it to our Lakers and Bulls getting set to go, and with all the great buildup, this drama has come to a screeching halt before we get underway. But you know, once we get underway, it should be pretty interesting, and let's see if we can get a report now from Brian Burwell on the problem. Brian?
Well, Dick, they say that the game clock is fine. It's the 24-second clock that's out of order, and that what they're going to try to do is go with it and use stopwatches, handheld stopwatches, for the 24-second clock, and I assume they'll just have to shout out to the referees when it's down under 10 seconds so the players will know. And that's what we have right now. They're still trying to figure this thing out. They've got about 2 or 3 workmen going back and forth trying to figure out what's wrong with the 24-second clock. So that's all I know for right now. Back to you.
Well, Brian, they ought to give you one of those watches, one of those stopwatches to time the 24-second clock. But more important, Hubie, as we look at the players putting their jerseys back on, some of them are shooting. You get revved up, you go through the warm-ups, the same routine, and now the stop. What does it all mean for them?
Well, you know, it depends upon the guy. Each guy is affected differently. The main thing is once they get going up and down the floor, they'll break the second sweat. Everything will be fine. And as far as the handheld stopwatch, what they'll do is they usually announce it with either 10 seconds or 5 seconds. They'll talk to both coaches, then they'll count down. Now, I'm kind of surprised that they have not come out with, in the old days, where you had the 24-second clocks on the floor, on the corners in the baseline. I'm surprised that they have not come out with those, the portable ones.
They're going to use the horn that you just heard to signal the end of the 24-second clock. But it looks like we're set to go now as players huddle around Phil Jackson. Exactly 1 year ago, these teams played a dandy. The Bulls rallied down by 22 and won in overtime. At the end of the fourth, it was all Tony Kukoc hitting a 3 with 45 seconds left to tie it at 114 all, and hitting 2 free throws with 4 seconds remaining to tie it at 116 that sent the game to overtime. It was a 22-point lead in favor of the Lakers. Here is Tony Kukoc with the big 3, and the final score in overtime, the Lakers 123 losing to the Bulls 129 to 123. Tony Kukoc had 31 points, Michael Jordan 30, and Scottie Pippen had 35. Hubie, would you settle for a similar?
I think America would handle that one.
I know for the start of the game.
That's right. If you're a Chicago Bull fan, the only time that the ball club has really played well this year is when Michael shoots his 50%, and then Kukoc and Harper both come in with over 15 points. And Dennis Rodman has a big night rebounding somewhere between 15 and 20. And in that way, it takes the pressure off the bench to come in with big numbers. Because when you move Kukoc into that starting lineup, their bench production falls off. Plus, they've had Steve Kerr and Bill Wennington both miss 10 games in this early 22 games already for the season. So this has been a major loss for this ball club.
Keep in mind, the Bulls, who don't normally have more than 3 players score in double figures, had 5 players in double figures Monday when they defeated the Phoenix Suns 111 to 104, which matched their highest point total of the year. But keep in mind that the other time that the Bulls scored 111 points was in a double overtime win over the Los Angeles Clippers. So the 111 was significant. And there you see the 2 players who have really stepped up as of late. Tony Kukoc, 68%. Right now, he is the #1 3-point field goal shooting player in the NBA. And Ron Harper also scoring. Again, it's really no surprise because Ron Harper had the reputation of being scorer before he came here.
Well, when Ron Harper played for Cleveland and Lenny Wilkins, he averaged over 20 points a game on 2 occasions. When he went out to the Clippers, he did it another time. We're talking 3 times he's averaged over 20 for the year. He had an 18 points a game career before he came here. Now, naturally, here you got your 3 main scorers, so his shot attempts were always cut down. But now, without Pippen in that lineup, he has got to step up, Dick, and it isn't like he has not done it before.
We have had a 15-minute delay, and if they don't get started soon, I'm going to read the one-loss record of every team in the NBA plus their percentages in game behind, and nobody wants to hear all that.
You're absolutely
Go to
right.
Brian Burwell with another update.
Dick, you're going to love this. They're trying to find an old 24-second clock to use, and they're not sure if there are any in the building. So now what they're trying to figure out is if they do use the stopwatch.
And talking to him before the game, he said he has no feel in the shot, and the shots are flat. And that's why he doesn't, he's been handling a ball to try to get the feel back. And what he's done is changed his game a little bit. He is operating more in the paint as he did in college at North Carolina against smaller players. Got away from that because he had bigger teammates in the NBA, but he's gone back for a more inside game as of late while the dislocated finger is bothering him.
Well, Dick, you can see just in his three-point shooting. He's only attempted 31 threes during the course of the year, and he's only shooting 19%. We're talking about Michael Jordan, who before he retired, was shooting at 34% back in the old days with the old line. A lot of people say, well, maybe it's the line. It's definitely not the line.
Eldon Campbell lays it in for the first points, and we understand that all clocks are operable right now and are underway. Luke Longley loses the ball to Robert Horry.
Now, there was a very soft full-court trap, and there's your first turnover.
And Nick Van Exel hits the three. He is second to Wesley Person in the NBA in threes, and then all of a sudden, 5-0 Lakers.
Well, you have to remember, they force the turnovers, get out in the open floor. Not so many layups. You have to be careful because they are three-point dangerous in their transition game.
8 seconds on the shot clock, and Ron Harper gets the Chicago Bulls going.
After a score, the Lakers push the ball very, very fast, and then look back, ball reversal. Anything can happen here.
Eldon Campbell travels before the shot, no basket, and turns it over to the Bulls. This is the first meeting between these teams this year. They split last season. In fact, they have evenly divided their last 16 games, but Chicago has won the last 2 at home against L.A.
Teams that have trapped the Bulls have given them problems, whether it's full quarter court, three-quarter court, or half-court trapping.
Harper posting up against Nick Van Exel, and all of a sudden Robert Horry comes in the picture. Dennis Rodman misses a layup, gets his own rebound, and a new clock.
That was a beautiful pass by Harper.
Longley now is defended by Horry. Kukoc will fire a three, and he'll hit. Tony Kukoc at 48% leading the NBA in three-point percentage.
Well, he's definitely in a groove. He's shooting 48 from the field and 48 in threes.
Pretty consistent as we have nearly 2 minutes gone by after a 19-minute delay because of a clock problem opening this game. 7 on the shot clock. Jordan guarding Eddie Jones gets a piece of it. Campbell with 2 on the shot clock, and we will have a foul on the arm as 1 second showing on the clock, and Michael Jordan committing the foul.
Well, Eldon Campbell has many facets to his game. He can shoot the jump shot facing the basket out to 18 or 20 feet and be successful. He can hook down inside. He's got the fadeaway, and he can put the ball on the floor. You must pay attention to this guy.
Starting his 14th game and impressive numbers without Shaq. Had 22 last night against the Minnesota Timberwolves, going 10 of 12 from the line. So when your center goes to the free throw line in double figures, you're getting it done.
Well, that's why we brought up the point at the top of the show. They get to the line 32 attempts a night. You say, well, what's the big deal? Well, first of all, it gives you easy points. And the other thing is it gets fouls on front court people on the other team equals substitutions.
Lakers by 2. A little more than 2 minutes have gone by in the opening quarter. Bulls coming in with a 14-9 record in the middle of the Central Division. 5 on the shot clock. Jordan does not get a good pass from Longley. Has to fire it up and hit the three. Well, Longley will throw that one to him every time, right?
Hey, so much for a bad finger.
Hey, it was a line drive shot, I would have to say. Horry coming back, and he misses from beyond the arc. And Rodman with the rebound. Dennis Rodman back atop the rebounding lead in the NBA, moving past Charles Barkley, who was in front. Longley working in against Eldon Campbell with a fall away, and he drops through. Longley with his basket.
Well, I like Longley's game this year. He's averaging right around 12 points a game. Only 3 Bulls in double figures. He, Kukoc, and Michael Jordan. He's come up big whenever Kukoc was up and down playing sporadic basketball early in the year.
Eddie Jones with a good move against Jordan gets his own rebound. And inside, Robert Horry finds Rick Fox. Fox has been an offensive demon as of late, but he misses from outside in a flurry of perimeter shots in the early minutes.
Well, the Lakers attempt 19 threes a game, so you know they're going to take them any time that you blink.
Michael Jordan with a fall away, and a loose ball comes out to Ron Harper. 2.5 minutes have gone by, 3.5 actually, and a blocking foul called against Eddie Jones.
Anytime you play the Lakers, if you can solve their half-court trapping, that stops them from getting out on the break. If you shoot and miss and crash the offensive board and keep the ball alive, you keep them out of fast break basketball. Oh, nice play.
Screen and roll. Luke Longley misses the layup. He was wide open underneath on a perfect pass from Jordan.
Luke's got to send that down with a dunk. That was very soft.
Van Exel runs Harper into a screen, and a wild shot by Van Exel misses. Longley with the rebound, and here's Harper. Lakers are back defensively. Kukoc and Jordan with a fake.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan went around Robert Horry as if he were invisible.
That was a beautiful move by Tony Kukoc because he could have forced the shot, finding Michael on that baseline.
Off a screen, Rick Fox coming off a 30-point game in the last couple that the Lakers have played, and it looks like he's looking for 30 in the first quarter as he takes the shot over and the top turns it over to the Bulls. So the Lakers struggling early on, only 2 of 10 from the field.
Now just keep an eye to the left of your screen. You're going to see Kukoc take the double team and drop it down inside. Beautiful ball fake by Michael.
5 for Michael Jordan, and the Bulls lead 12-7. Kukoc from the corner. Eldon Campbell with a rebound. This Laker team will get it up in a hurry. Leading offensive team in the NBA. Eddie Jones from 3, but he has Kukoc in his face. Ill-advised three-point attempt.
Well, that's their game, and they're going to live by it. Van Exel and Jones both attempt 5 threes a game. So, you know, anytime you come down and you lay off, it's up.
Double team on Harper. Longley outside pops, and that's what the Bulls centers do the best. They move out for the 12 to 18 footer.
Well, you have to pay attention here now if you're the Lakers and say, listen, our outside game, I like this timeout by Del Harris. Our outside game is struggling. We're 2 for 11 in our last 11 shots. We're not getting any second shot attempts. It's all Bulls. See the 14-2 spurt there. And it's all because of the fact that the Lakers are getting good looks. It's their type of game, so you cannot say that they're pressing or you can't say that they're forcing because that's how they play.
So following the timeout, and Hugh deeming it a good timeout by Del Harris to stem an early tie, they go low now to Eldon Campbell, guarded by Longley, and Dennis Rodman with a rebound.
Right now, neither team is double teaming the post-up play. They're both saying, you know what, you have to score up over the top of the defender.
Bulls are 10-1 at home, lost only to the Washington Wizards on November the 12th. Problem they had, of course, has been on the road, as Hubie mentioned. 1 on the shot clock. Harper gets it off just in time and hits a 3 at the buzzer. Ron Harper, and that is the 3rd three-point basket already for Chicago.
Yeah, they're 3 for 3.
So it is now a 17-7 Bulls lead, taking the starch out of the Lakers, who are playing the second game in a 5-game road trip. Eldon Campbell fights his way out, but muscled away by Longley.
Yeah, and that's a good word because he was definitely fouled. He was mugged on that shot, and if they're going to allow that much contact in the low post, Campbell's going to have problems.
Jordan with a rare air ball, but Kukoc on the other end with a quick pass to Longley, slapped away into the hands of Rick Fox. Lakers have missed their last 11 shots. It is knocked away by the Bulls. It is still Lakers ball.
Now, Dick, that was a beautiful move. That was a hesitation stutter dribble by Van Exel. Harper was faked out, but he recovered by reaching from the rear and getting that deflection.
5:25 remaining in the first quarter, and Kobe Bryant is going to make his entry right now. Bryant coming off a season's high 27 Friday against Houston, and he topped that Sunday with a 30-point effort against the Dallas Mavericks. Rick Fox, struggling early, goes to the bench. And Kobe Bryant has been the top reserve scorer in the NBA and gaining really rave notices at only age 19.
Now, this is a tough matchup. You're going to see Kukoc, along with Michael Jordan, will be switching back and forth on a 2 and 3.
Campbell on the screen and roll in the basket. And a delay of the game warning called against the Lakers.
Yeah, the referees will leave you alone. If you dunk the ball hard, everything is fine. But as soon as you tap it away from the inbounder, then they'll call delay a game.
21% shooting by the Lakers, who had missed 11 in a row before that slam by Eldon Campbell. Great move by Jordan, and he scores. That was a classic Michael Jordan move going around. He's got 7.
That was priceless. Absolutely priceless because he was triple teamed.
Here is the screen and roll, and it rolls off. Speaking of roll by Eldon Campbell, he's slow getting back. The Bulls showing a lot more energy than the younger, swifter Lakers in the early going. 19-9, Chicago. Jordan, great move inside, and Michael Jordan teaching Eddie Jones a few things out there.
Now, Eddie Jones is an excellent defender, but you saw Michael gave him the entire repertoire. The head fake, the ball fake, and a step through.
Van Exel with a pretty nifty move himself, tipped up and off by Robert Horry. And I think with Kobe Bryant in town, I think Michael Jordan had enough of an incentive. Forget about Lakers Bulls. Kukoc, or I should say Longley, from the corner wide open, and the Bulls out big 23-9. And finally, Nick Van Exel with a lay-in.
You can see right now, the Lakers, as much as they're struggling, anytime Chicago scores, they're pushing the ball quickly, and they are getting a shot off within 3 to 4 seconds.
And Jordan is fouled by Eddie Jones. Lakers very impressive at getting it up after made baskets, but what a show early by Michael Jordan.
Now you're going to see here, Michael got double teamed right there, and he comes back and he puts it up with his left hand. And now just watch Michael. He gives you the head fake, ball fake, and as he comes through here, now there's your ball fake, step through. And because that step creates such a distance to the defender, he's up and in easy.
Jordan leading the NBA in scoring at over 26 points a game. Eddie Jones picking up his second personal foul. Substitutions coming in. Corey Blunt, a former Chicago Bull who played 3 years with the Bulls and has done the job off the glass for the Lakers, has come in. Rick Fox re-enters the game, and Kobe Bryant in there now, along with Eldon Campbell and Nick Van Exel. Jordan with the free throws has 11, and the Bulls lead by 14.
Main thing for the Lakers right now, just keep sticking with your main offense. Work through the inside game first, and then everything else will come a lot easier.
Campbell, and again, Longley doing a good job bodying Eldon Campbell, and a technical foul can call against Del Harris, maybe by design.
Yeah, no, not by design. He's hot. He's really hot. And I agree with him 100% because Campbell was just mugged again. Now, in his last 3 offensive moves, he's been fouled on all 3, and there's no way that you can work your offense when you work through your pivot people if they're going to allow all that contact to happen. Campbell, in each attempt, has gone to the referee on the baseline and said, I've been fouled. Where is the call? Now, you're going to see as they drop it in down here, Luke Longley, as he goes to the baseline, is going to get him. Drop step right. You see, there it is there. He didn't get fouled. He got hammered.
And Kukoc has it knocked away, and it is still Chicago ball, so certainly not by design did Dell get that technical.
Well, I tell you, Dick, I think that's the most overrated thing. Guys say, hey, I took that one because I wanted to change the momentum of the team. Most guys, when they get a technical foul call on them, are shocked.
Here's Kukoc, and Rodman does not give him a good pass going to the basket, so a turnover by the Bulls, who lead 25-11. The Bulls have yet to make a substitution in this game. The Lakers have made several with 3:20 remaining in the first.
See, right now, since Campbell can't get a call, you've got to go to other stuff. Your continuity, your down screens, your double screens, etc.
And what about Van Exel? That's the second time he's been able to lay it in unmolested.
Well, see, Longley does not want to leave Campbell because he left Campbell twice, 2 dunks.
Under 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Kukoc gets it into Jordan. Jordan already with 11 with a turnaround, and that time Kobe Bryant did a good job on him, and a loose ball foul is the call against Dennis Rodman. For Rodman, his first.
Now, Dennis is working very hard here this evening, and you have him averaging 5 offensive rebounds a game for the season. And you know Dennis is one of the best. Now, this is just a great move by Van Exel. See, Longley fakes, but once you make that commitment, you've got to go. Make him pass and then rotate back.
The Sixers host Tim Hardaway and the Miami Heat, 8 o'clock on TNT. Then the Celtics host the Charlotte Hornets next Tuesday on TNT. And Friday, a week from Friday, the Miami Heat go against the Detroit Pistons, also 8 o'clock on TNT. Pretty big schedule coming up.
We'd like to show you a screen and roll with Van Exel with the ball and a screen by Campbell. Now watch as he comes off the screen. You'll see Luke Longley step out. Beautiful pass, and then Campbell just takes it down strong. And as a matter of fact, he even got hit on that shot. That should have been a three-point play. So when you look at the Los Angeles Lakers coaching staff, they have a right to be upset right now. The refereeing has definitely been a little inconsistent.
Derek Fisher has come in for Nick Van Exel as Rick Fox misses a spin in the lane. Van Exel, the only one who is shooting. 2 of them layups, 3 of 5. The rest of the Lakers are 2 of 16 from the field. They are ice cold and trail by 12. These Bulls still have not gone to the bench. Tony Kukoc with a baseline move and a 3-on-2 break for the Lakers. Kobe Bryant against Michael Jordan. And the rebound is taken away by Corey Blunt. And Rick Fox misses, and the Lakers not only missing from outside, they are not able to connect from under the basket. Rick Fox 0 for 5 as Luke Longley commits the personal foul.
Now this is just a high percentage shot. He just leaves it short. And now you're going to see the banging in here. Great steal by Blunt. Took it away, but he misses the follow-up. As Fox goes up, he muscles it up there, but he leaves it short.
Kobe Bryant shooting and hitting with Michael Jordan in his face. So Bryant getting his first points of the game.
Remember, he only plays 26 minutes. He gets off 13 shots. He's shooting 42%, but he's definitely a highlight film.
And we saw 3 of those highlights a week ago against the Golden State Warriors, and Kobe Bryant at 19 goes for the fake and fouls Michael Jordan.
Now keep this right here. This is a beautiful screen. See, he leveled Michael off right there. Michael did not get his hand up. And if you don't get your hand up, you're neutralizing your size. Now right here, you're going to see this is a good ball fake by Michael. Gets him up in the air. Now take your time and hope that you can shoot through it.
Jordan coming off a 31-point effort against the Phoenix Suns on Monday. As the Bulls starting to come alive, playing their best ball as of late. They beat the Toronto Raptors by 27. Their widest margin of victory in their previous game. So they feel they're getting it together now. Jordan with 13 points and a 12-point Bulls lead.
Well, Dick, any time that you take care of the defensive boards and you hold people down in shooting, you go, there it is.
Couldn't hold him down. That's Kobe Bryant.
That was a backdoor move by the numbers. Hit the post, backdoor the guy from the wing.
A little rumbling here at the United Center over that move by Kobe Bryant. Again, 19 years old at a Lower Merion High School in Philadelphia in the second year. Harper gets his own rebound on the miss as we get close to 1 minute remaining in the first quarter.
Oh, you got to go inside. Luke's got to go down low. You got Fox on you now. No double team.
And here he goes in, and that's what happened. He took advantage. The Bulls taking advantage of the mismatch, leading 29-17, under a minute remaining in the first quarter. Luke Longley has 8. That is second to Michael Jordan's 13. Here is Derek Fisher using a screen, and Rodman gets the rebound. That's 8 for Dennis Rodman off the board.
Now you can look at this, Dick, and say, hey, this is playoff contact being allowed here tonight. Or you can look at this and say, hey, the Lakers have got to grow up here now and say, you know what, this game's going to be physical, so you've got to raise your level, to this type of competition.
Rick Fox stepped on the line, and let's take a look again at Kobe Bryant.
There's a backdoor move. They catch it right there, turning his head. Caught Michael turning his head. He thought he could regroup, but any time that a young guy goes airborne, that fall. Now, this is an offensive foul by Longley, and you can say, well, he flopped. Well, I want to tell you, Longley is 7'2", 295, and when he gets into your chest like that, you're only 6'6", Rick Fox.
You don't have to be an actor to go down as Rick Fox did. As the Bulls make their first substitutions of the game, Steve Kerr and Judd Bushler come into the game. Sean Rooks, who has been effective off the bench as a rebounder, has come in for the Lakers. 2 on the shot clock. Jordan's going to have to take the shot. He does at the buzzer. No, he didn't. He didn't get it off in time. And with 20.1 on the clock, the Lakers can play for the last shot. But they're down by 12, and they have been outplayed in the first quarter here.
Right now, Michael looks extra quick. He really does. Now, we know that last night the Lakers won a good game on the road in Minnesota last night, flew down here, but they were in the hotel before 1 a.m., so everything was fine. They worked out, not here, but they worked out in the hotel with their scouting report for tonight's game.
And, of course, this is a big game, the second of the 5-game road trip, and you're playing the world champs.
Got 1-4.
With Kerr out on the top, guarding Fisher. 7 on the shot clock. You see the clock. Fisher penetrating inside. Derek Fisher with the basket and the foul. Derek Fisher, the backup point guard, delivers in his second year from Arkansas Little Rock.
Well, they love him. The coaching staff loves this guy. This guy's a tough dude. He was a player of the year in his conference at Little Rock. And I'll just watch the hit. There's the first hit. There's the second hit. And he put it off the boards. Anytime you come down in that paint, it's so much easier if you put the ball off the glass.
And a three-point play by Fisher. 4.6 seconds remain. And the pass to Ron Harper. He's got Kukoc. Kukoc gets it off. And he's fouled. And let's see if it was beyond the arc. And it'll be a 2-shot foul. Tony Kukoc with 1.6 will go to the line as Corey Blount committing the personal foul.
You're coaching the Lakers, Dick. You're exasperated. You're not happy with the way the game is being called. You don't like all the physical contact. But then again, your guys are fouling jump shooters. That's the third jump shooter that has been fouled. And you're saying, why are you doing that? Give me a time that you blocked a jump shot 18 to 20 feet from the basket.
This is the mentality that Michael Jordan said teams have to learn before they can win a championship. Missed free throw, and Longley tips it in, and that is the end of the quarter. So it ends up the way it started with the Chicago Bulls. Michael Jordan 13, Luke Longley 10, as the Bulls, with 57% shooting from the field, lead the Los Angeles Lakers 32-20 after 1. NBA on TBS telecast before the holidays, so we hope this one turns out to be a good one. After the first quarter, the Bulls lead the Lakers 32-20.
Well, Chicago shot 57%, the Lakers 29. In three-point shooting, Chicago 3 for 3, the Lakers 1 for 5, and we know that's the Laker game. Free throws is a major key. The Lakers have only attempted 3, Chicago 7. And then the battle of the boards being won in the early going by Chicago with a +6.
It's all right there. Michael Jordan starts the second quarter on the bench. Randy Brown, who suffered a sprained right ankle, a scare at the end of the game the other night against Phoenix again.
Now here comes your half-court trap. This is the first time that they've been in the half-court trap tonight. Main thing is to run time, get them out of their half-court set.
Brown off the glass, tipped by Harper. Loose ball, Kukoc to Harper inside. And an acrobatic move by Ron Harper, who has 7 points to start the second quarter.
Anytime you have court trap, your guys are rotating. When the shot goes up, everybody must rebound.
Sean Rooks playing center, and he's been good. He's a third stringer, plays maybe better than a lot of backups in the NBA at center. Kobe Bryant hitting a 3 from outside. He's got 7 points and already a spectacular inside move.
Well, it's part of his game, Dick. He attempts 3. He hit that one. He's now 22 for 62. He's shooting about 35%.
Tony Kukoc driving in. And the rebound by Kobe Bryant. Lakers with Kobe Bryant and Derek Fisher, along with Eddie Jones, Robert Horry, and Sean Rooks. The ball out of bounds. Last touch by the Lakers. So the Bulls have Ron Harper out there with Randy Brown and Scott Burrell up front, along with Longley and Tony Kukoc. Longley had 10 in the first quarter. And Kukoc puts it up, but a foul away from the basket on the Lakers.
Well, you see, that was a silly foul by Rooks, because you know that the guy at the top of the circle in the triangle, when they throw into the post, is just going to move over to the wing. And that's all he was doing, and Rooks just smacked Kukoc.
Bulls up by as many as 14, leading by 11 here early in the second. Here's Burrell trying to post up against Eddie Jones, and he burns it. Good move by Scott Burrell as Jones tried to deny. And the score now 36-23. Bulls very sharp in this first half. I want to send a message to the Lakers that it's not your time yet. We'll meet again February 1st at the Forum. Fisher inside. Fall away by Kobe Bryant. Is there anything he can't do anywhere on the floor?
Yeah, that was such a difficult shot because he was moving. He caught it and threw a fadeaway without a dribble.
Ron Harper is fouled, and they're going to call it on Eddie Jones. That may be his third. And instead they say it's Kobe Bryant, his second.
Now, see, he made that catch, and he was moving from the opposite corner to make that catch, fade away, be behind the board, come out in the air, and knock it down.
Not facing the basket.
That's right. That was really a great move.
I have a hunch we're going to see a lot more from Kobe Bryant before he's through.
Oh, you really went out on a limb. You really went out there, didn't you?
I thought about that before I made that statement for a long time. 4 on the shot clock. Longley over Rooks, and Luke Longley with 12 points, coming off a sprained ankle. Did not play in the last game, but Longley 6 of 8 from the field for the Bulls, who are up by 13.
Well, that's why at the top of the show we made an issue of bringing out that Luke Longley is averaging right at 12 points a game. And you can see he's playing with a lot of confidence. And as a matter of fact, Rooks caught him right on the wrist that time when he released that shot. But he feels that he can score. He's got a nice baby hook shot. He's got that fadeaway. And remember now, he's 7'2", long arms.
Eldon Campbell checks in for Sean Rooks. And Nick Van Exel is in as well. So the starting backcourt tandem of Eddie Jones and Nick Van Exel with the ball in there now for the Lakers. The best shooting three-point tandem in the NBA easily. Luke pass in. Harper fouling Kobe Bryant. He tried to front him, but he shoved him away, and Kobe is fouled.
Yeah, Bryant just did a change of direction from the top of the circle. He's being overplayed by Harper, and when he went right down the middle, keep an eye to the right of your screen. You're going to see him come flying right into your picture right there. But Harper's doing a nice job on it.
Bryant shooting over, Harper misses. And the Bulls with Tony Kukoc bringing it up. Kukoc getting a chance to start now with Pippen out of there. He has started 19-18 now exactly. Longley with an old-fashioned hook shot. Here comes Van Exel pushing it up. Bulls back defensively, however. Under 8.5 to play, and there's the loop in, and
that was a pass. That was a pass.
That was a pass.
That was just a quick pass. He was looking for a quick lob.
Ori, yeah.
Right to Ori, right? And they're playing like it was a shot.
11-point deficit now. Lakers behind.
Well, take them down.
Kukoc against Van Exel has the big edge. He knows it and scores against them. Well, the Bulls have taken advantage of their mismatches nearly every time down.
They're seeing them and they're doing it, Dick. You're absolutely right.
40-27, and there is Eddie Jones slicing in for the basket. Eddie Jones coming off a 32-point effort against Minnesota. The November Player of the Month in the NBA, but on the other end, Kukoc wide open end-to-end. We're seeing spectacular basketball from both sides.
We're talking about the Laker quickness after a score, but the Bulls are also showing it to you. They've definitely upbeat this year more than at any other time. Now just keeping it, there it is. That was a lob pass, and the thing went right through the hole. Beautiful.
And on the turnover, the give and go, Randy Brown to Longley from Kukoc. That is a textbook play by the Bulls.
Yeah, they caught them rotating. Beautiful movement. When your man leaves you to help on a guy, you go to the front of the rim.
Timeout called by Del Harris.
Excellent ball movement, total unselfish play. Now there's your guard around situation. Now, once Campbell moved, Longley stepped right up. Beautiful pass.
And the biggest lead of the game for the Chicago Bulls. We'll be right back.
Get the latest scores and highlights from CNN Sports Illustrated.
Play. You're going to see the triangle offense right here. But if they don't go to the corner or the post, you'll see Kukoc flash, and the pass will come to the high post. Brown will come around and go to the basket. We call that a guard around play. Now you see, now right here, you'll see Campbell leave to take up there, and Luke Longley will step right to the rim, and you just have total unselfish play.
What happened to give and go? That went out.
Well, no, that was a guard around. Give and go was for you when you played with your white tennis sneakers and your black socks and your little cut-off denims that your mommy had.
I'm glad I asked you.
Down at the playground.
Remember the last time I asked you? That was it. Michael Jordan has been on the bench for 5 minutes, and the Bulls have increased their lead by 3. Jordan getting a rest because this unit has done the job. Randy Brown and Ron Harper in the backcourt. Burrell along with Kukoc and Longley, and the 24-second clock expires, and the woes continue for the men in purple and gold.
Yeah, they just cannot establish their inside game. Campbell was all upset again. He's on the verge of a technical, okay? And like I've been saying all along, he has a right to be.
Kobe Bryant, Robert Horry, Eddie Jones, Nick Van Exel, and Eldon Campbell on defense against the Bulls, who lead 44-29, and a foul called against the Lakers.
Yeah, they catch Bryant holding on to Brown as he was cutting right down in the lane. Right now, the Chicago Bulls with this unit on the floor are not running so much triangle. They're running a lot of what we call an open set. There's a lot of movement and a lot of passing.
Kobe Bryant goes out with 3 personal fouls, and as he does, Michael Jordan comes back in. Rick Fox had replaced Kobe Bryant, who scored 9 points while he was in there. Good ball movement by the Bulls, and it's reflected in 13 assists so far in this game, with Kukoc getting 5 and Randy Brown 3 off the bench. He stays in there with Jordan. Here is Burrell firing over Rick Fox. Kukoc, Longley gets the loose ball. And there is Tony from 3. And Fox going after it, and this time the foul was called against the Bulls with 6:26 remaining in the first half. That'll be the second on Luke Longley.
Yeah, it's about time. He was up over the top of the back there. But you see, this is one of the strengths of the Bulls. They shoot a low percentage, but they get 16 offensive rebounds, so they get more second shots.
20-point edge in the shooting percentage in this game as Horry misses from outside. And Horry tries to save it and does nicely. Plenty of time on the shot clock for the Lakers. No need for them to rush. Van Exel spinning his way in. Ball spins away, but Longley knocks it out of bounds, and it is still Lakers ball.
Lakers just need a little power surge here. Some tough defense. Get yourself a couple of quick baskets, and you're right back in this thing. The energy's there. The ball will just not fall.
6 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Plenty of time, as you point out, Hubie. But the Lakers have scored only 29 points. They come in as the leading scoring team in the league. Randy Brown with a steal on the screen and roll pass from Van Exel. Brown goes around Van Exel, but the Bulls come up empty.
That was a strong move.
Van Exel will hit and miss from 3. And once again, the Lakers getting it up there in a hurry. They're patient, as you pointed out. They can get back in this game. Here's Jordan for 3. And Scott Burrell with the offensive rebound. Gets his own rebound again. It's blocked inside, and here's Van Exel ahead to Eddie Jones. Randy Brown defending, and an offensive foul is the call against Jones, and that may be his 3rd.
Now that was a great defensive play by Randy Brown. He cut off Eddie Jones, and Eddie Jones elevated. He was not going to be denied. Now just keep an eye on this. Now watch Randy come, see, right, he's coming right into your screen. Now he takes that one, and if you notice, he protected himself by bringing his both arms up, so that when Jones caught him, he came right into those 2 forearms.
So Eddie Jones has to go out of the game with 3, and John Barry, who is used sparingly by the Lakers, but a good extra guard to have on your team. Former Atlanta Hawk checks in.
Well, they like him because he comes in shooting and he can score.
Kukoc slapped away by Horry. Randy Brown playing inspired defense since he has come in the second quarter. And offensively, he's coming off a season's high of 14 points in Monday's victory against Phoenix. Well, the Bulls bench coming alive. Here is Michael Jordan finally over Horry Hicks. Michael Jordan gets his first points of the second quarter, 15 in the game. Longley second with 14.
Michael is quick. Everything about him is quick.
He's primed, no question about it, as he is definitely inspired by facing the Lakers. Working against Rodman is Eldon Campbell with a fine baseline spin.
See, he's got it all. He really does. He's got a nice hook. He's got a nice fadeaway jump shot. But then he has the up and under, plus the power drop step move.
Rodman playing the center position right now for the Bulls. Relatively smaller team out on the court.
That's why you have to go through Campbell at the other end of the floor. Take advantage of the height disadvantage that Rodman has.
Rodman's slapped away by Rick Fox, and this will be an easy layup at the other end. So the ball was knocked away from Michael Jordan, and Rick Fox, struggling early, has 2 points in the game. 13-point lead. It was 17, and Phil Jackson and the Bulls call a timeout with 3:57 remaining in the first half, a 13-point Bull lead.
Now there's a nice strip by Fox and getting the ball out. Now we're saying here this evening, the Lakers cannot get anything going in their half-court game. They're struggling in their three-point shooting, but the opportunities are there.
You know the game. Now get inside.
During the Christmas season, a shopper's delight on Michigan Avenue here in Chicago, where the Bulls lead the Lakers 46-33. Tomorrow on TBS, Timothy Dalton stars as James Bond in The Living Daylights, part of 13 Days of 007. Tomorrow night, beginning at 8:05 Eastern, only on the Superstation. That's Bond, James Bond. You like that?
I do.
Steve Kerr, three-point shooting expert, has checked into the game. So a three-guard offense in effect. Bill Wennington making his first appearance.
See, they start out with a little motion, a little weave, and then they come right back into the triangle.
Wennington deflected by Eldon Campbell. The follow-up by Jordan misses, and here's Rick Fox with 3.5 to go in the first half.
Now, in this first half, the Lakers are really struggling with their threes. They're only 2 for 8.
13-point lead. Nick Van Exel for 3, and way off the mark. Van Exel struggling from three-point range in the early going.
Now, Steve Kerr is out with a bruised kneecap. He's missed 10 games.
And Bill Wennington also was injured. He had a tendonitis in the right elbow. Came off the injured list this 6th game. So the injured getting healthy. Wennington blocked again by Campbell, and the 24-second clock expires. So Wennington can't get much elevation, and Campbell has been right in his face twice.
2 key subs during the championship years have been Wennington and Kerr, because they come in, they keep the center honest because Wennington takes them high, and then Steve Kerr just spots off for everything of penetration of Jordan, and then the forgotten man, Scottie Pippen. Maybe not forgotten, but not for long. Not for.
Eldon Campbell, basket and a foul. So far, the Bulls have kept the Lakers at bay. The Lakers had 20 points in the first half, only 15 so far in the second quarter, I think.
Well, you can see, I mean, this guy's giving you a lot of different moves. Now, you see, he comes in, and he really nailed Wennington with that right elbow. Caught Wennington right in the ribs.
Eldon Campbell with a three-point play, and it is now a 10-point game. The Lakers have scored 7 straight points.
Big thing right now, you know, you can't have 107 points a game and a 10-point differential if you don't play hard for 48 minutes.
Jordan with a move to the baseline and a foul against Rick Fox. Jordan will go to the free throw line, and Fox with his first foul. That is the 14th foul against the Lakers. Bulls also have 4. Join host Vince Cellini and Cheryl Miller at the conclusion of the first half of the Nike Halftime Report. Scores and highlights from the night, as well as any other news from around the league coming up on the Nike Halftime Report. Michael Jordan. There is Eddie Jones and Kobe Bryant on the bench discussing things. Jones with 3 and Bryant with 3 personals.
You can see some imposing stats there by Michael. During the course of the season, Michael gets to the line 9 foul shot attempts a game. But throughout his career, an 84% free throw shooter. This year, only 76%.
6 of 7 tonight at the line, so he has been sharp on the stripe en route to his 17 points. John Barry is fouled by Steve Kerr. That is his 2nd and the 15th foul against the Bulls.
You have to pay attention to John Barry because he comes in, he loves to shoot threes. They give him the green light. He can put the ball on the floor and take you to the basket. Plus, he's an excellent passer in traffic. Del Harris likes his talent, and they're looking down the road at him because they'd like him to be able to play the point guard also.
As you can see, playing a little more than 8 minutes a game in a team loaded with backcourt players.
Well, they're happy with Van Exel and in Derek Fisher as the backup at the point. But in case of an injury, you always want to have that third guy.
Lead is down to 10 once again as the Lakers trap. Here's Dennis Rodman with a pass to Wennington, and Wennington is fouled. Eldon Campbell upset with that call. He thought he had the ball instead of the man, and Campbell picking up his first, and both teams at 5 fouls.
Dick, the ball movement by the Bulls was excellent, and this is just a strong move, and that's the way to take it to the basket. Take it with 2 hands, send it down strong. Campbell, an excellent shot blocker. He gets 2 a game. Definitely hit him on that shot.
Well, it's interesting, Hubie, despite the 10-1 record here at home, Phil Jackson didn't think that the Bulls were playing that well, even though they were winning at home. So for the first time, he held a practice yesterday at the United Center. Normally they are out at Deerfield, but they were at the United Center practicing on this court yesterday.
Dick, they're shooting 43% from the field. That's 23rd in the league. 30% in threes and only 68% on the line.
Jordan is fouled, and talk about the free throw shooting. They are 27th out of 29 teams in the NBA on free throws.
Yeah, so he's bringing him in here and saying, look, I'm not going to tell you that my triangle offense is not working. What I'm telling you is that we're getting you good shots, and you players are missing the shots, plus you are missing the foul shots.
Jordan makes the first free throw. Michael Jordan this season versus his career.
Well, you can see he's 6 points down from his career, but how about the field goal percentage? He's 9 down from his career average. The field goal attempts are the same, so it's not that. So it's the foul shooting is down, and then his field goal percentage is down.
Tonight so far, Michael Jordan, 19 points, 8 of 9 from the line. He's already gone to the line 9 times, and we have 1:48 remaining in the first half. Campbell, turnaround over Wennington. Ori tips it out. Eldon Campbell again with a short baseline shot. And Dennis Rodman with his 10th rebound of the game. Again, the Lakers with opportunities inside. Jordan off the rim and out of bounds. It'll be Lakers ball with 1:29 on the clock.
Now, we might have seen it first because that is his 2nd air ball. Tell Marty Aronoff, come on, we need a stat here. Jordan, that's his 2nd air ball and a half.
Well, that's the first time
I've ever seen it. Okay.
That's why they call him Air Jordan?
No, that's Air Jordan.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure exactly what.
He just came in from the mezzanine to get that rebound.
That was an air ball. Thought it might have skimmed off the front rim, but I'll always give him the benefit of the doubt, as you know. Jordan working against Fox. 10 on the shot clock, getting down to a minute to go and a half. Wennington hopping over Ori hit. Bill Wennington, that's what he does best. And he gives the Bulls a 53-38 lead.
Yeah, see, he takes your center away from the basket, and he's usually a high percentage shooter. He just has to get back in shape. Same thing with Kerr.
Well, the Bulls are getting up by 15 points with under a minute remaining, and 10 on the shot clock for the Lakers. Got it down to 10, and now again a 15-point lead. Double team on Ori with 1 second, and the clock runs out before Campbell could get up and lay it in.
That's the kind of half it has been.
Bad clock management.
Yes, and very frustrating for Del Harris, for Eldon Campbell, and for Ori. Ori did a great thing. Anytime you're double teamed, take the guys away from the basket. He did, and he opened up the area for Eldon Campbell. Unfortunately, he didn't throw a lob to the front of the rim.
So the Lakers woes with 35% shooting from the field and 7 turnovers. You do that against the defending world champs on their floor, you're going to be behind by double digits. Jordan is fouled, and that'll be Rick Fox with his second, and Michael again will go to the line. So he'll be at the stripe double digits in the first half.
Well, you know he's at the top of his game anytime that he gets over 10 foul shot attempts. He's making things happen tonight. I'm just impressed with his quickness, because we had him earlier this season where he was nowhere as quick as he is this evening.
Revved up going against the Laker team. Lakers getting a lot of play in the NBA as a team that could possibly unseat the Bulls, who've been playing without Pippen. Lakers without Shaq. And I think the Bulls will have something to say, and they're saying something already in this game, leading 55-38, matching their biggest margin. Playing for the final shot for all intents and purposes of this first half. Nick Van Exel guarded by Randy Brown. 5 on the clock. Kerr not giving Barry any kind of a look, and fouls him, and that'll be 3 free throws coming up, and Kerr is upset with himself.
Barry, when he came up down from the middle of the lane, you know, they set that up. They set a screen for him. He came right up the middle of the lane. He was looking for the 3 right from the catch. And then as he went with the ball fake, he catches Kerr up. Kerr catches him with his hip to hip there.
Third personal foul on Steve Kerr. The Lakers have been without Eddie Jones, their leading scorer, with Shaq out of action. He has 3, and Kobe Bryant, who scored 9 points in spectacular fashion off the bench, also with 3. Judd Bushler coming in for the final 4.5, and Bill Wenning could lead.
Right now, what the Bulls are doing is they're going with all their three-point guys, and then they'll have Rodman as the inbound. But they'll push quickly, and they're looking for you to get in a tough matchup. They got 4.5 seconds, just plenty of time.
Here's Michael Jordan. He's got the catch, and he's got Bushler with a layup underneath as the Lakers fall asleep defensively. 1.9 remaining. Rick Fox fires it up and misses as the Chicago Bulls hold the top-scoring team in the NBA to only 41 points, as the Bulls starters, seeing a lot of action, have 50, with Michael Jordan leading the way with 21.
Now just watch the 3 shirts go right for Michael and leave Bushler underneath wide open.
And that is the end of the first half here at the United Center, where the Chicago Bulls all over the LA Lakers to the tune of 57-41.
Inside Stuff.
United Center in Chicago, the Bulls playing a textbook game, putting on a clinic and leading the LA Lakers 57-41 at halftime. And the statistics back up what the Bulls have done. They are shooting 49% to 34 for the Lakers. Luke Longley already exceeding his season's average in scoring and rebounds. Eddie Jones with personal foul problems. He's got 3, only 2. The rebounding story, and we have to go back to the top, Hubie, when you said that the way to play the LA Lakers is to keep them in a half-court game, and that is precisely what the Chicago Bulls have done tonight.
Well, the main thing there, Dick, is that you cannot give them turnovers so they get out in the open floor. 4 turnovers for Chicago. Anytime that Chicago shoots, they're missing 12 offensive rebounds. They cannot get out in fast breaks. You keep them in a half-court game, now they struggle. Their first unit, 10 for 35, shooting 28%, plus 2 for 10 in threes. They can't get it done. But the shots are there. It could be a great second half here.
It all adds up to a Bulls lead, but the Lakers have the explosiveness to come back. And speaking of explosiveness, what about Michael Jordan in the first half?
Oh, this guy right now, he just looked at us and said, so much for my index finger that's dislocated. That was a 3. Beautiful head fake right there. And this is just a strong move, finishing with that good left hand. This is what we mean by his quickness. He's been quick all night. The head fake and then the up and under step through. Michael on his way to a big 21.
And he's gone to the line 11 times and has made 10 of them, always an indication that he is on his game. And right now, let's check in with Brian Burwell.
Thank you, Dick. Now, that 41 points for the Lakers ties their season low for the half. And Del Harris said the thing that bothers him is they're not getting out and playing their game, which is up-tempo, but also they don't have the good sense when the up-tempo, when the fast break isn't there, to work around and get some good shots in the half-court set. And he says they just have to work on that a little bit better in the second half. Back to you guys at the table.
All right, the scoring leaders for the Lakers, Eldon Campbell with 11, but he hasn't done the job off the glass. Nick Van Exel, 9. Kobe Bryant, 9, and John Barry, 5. Bryant and Eddie Jones, each with 3 personal fouls. For the Bulls, Michael with 21, Luke Longley with 14, Tony Kukoc, 8, Ron Harper, 7. A lot more, it looks like, than 3 men in double figures when this one is over for Chicago.
Dick, very astute observation there. And then also, let's see if Horry and Fox will come to life. Right now, they are 1 for 9 from the floor, and they are getting hammered on their defensive glass. They cannot block the people off the board.
So we get underway in the second half. Luke Longley with Tony Kukoc and Dennis Rodman up front. In the backcourt, Michael Jordan and Ron Harper.
All a pressing tonight by the Lakers. Very soft and no hard traps on the pass.
Rodman to Longley, who lays it in. Again, great ball movement by the Bulls.
And it is interesting because everyone underestimates the passing ability of Dennis Rodman. Very intelligent player, and when he makes the pass, he puts it right on the money.
Eddie Jones playing with 3 fouls, misses a 3, and Kukoc the rebound. So it's Jones, Van Exel at guard, and up front, Eldon Campbell the center with Rick Fox and Robert Horry the forward.
If you're going to come out trapping early, you've got to make it happen. You've got to get the turnovers. You can't give them this.
And a good defensive play. Horry slaps the ball away from Luke Longley. Lakers trying to make a run. They have made 1 run. They were down by 17, cut it to 10 before the Bulls open it up again in the second quarter. Eldon Campbell, baseline slam, and 13 now for the Lakers center.
Well, Fox could have forced that shot. I like the way he gave it up. Campbell sent it down strong. They're in like a 2-2-1 three-quarter court trap, but it's soft. Now, once you get it over, they match up man-to-man.
And against the veteran team with older legs, you want to make them work more, and that's what the Lakers are trying to do. Luke Longley, however, pops out and has another basket. He has 2 hoops here in the third quarter. Fox guarded by Kukoc with 10 on the shot clock. Again, it's Eldon Campbell, and he's put.
Well, you know, if I'm Luke Longley, you know what I like? He's complaining. You know what I mean? He almost put that forearm right through his back. I keep an eye down inside. I just watch the forearm go right into Eldon Campbell. I just watch it. Once he goes by, as he steps up, bam.
So that'll be 3 personals on Luke Longley. There's less than 2 minutes gone by here in the second half. Dick Stockton, Hubie Brown, Brian Burwell with you. Eldon Campbell with his second basket of this third quarter.
See, Dick, keep going to Campbell. Try to get Longley on that fourth and get him out of there because they become smaller when they go to Winnington.
And when you trap, it's a cumulative effect if you're going to wear a team down. You may not get the turnover right away, but you could wear down a veteran team. Here's Ron Harper missing a 3. Campbell slaps it down. Loose ball. And Harper winds up with it. And Van Exel saves a basket. It was going to go to Longley for the lay-in, but Nick Van Exel was alert.
Up until this point, the Lakers are half a step behind all night. Chicago's been extremely quick, getting most of the loose balls.
Here's Longley guarded by Campbell out to Harper. Here's Jordan around the screen. Michael Jordan misses his first shot of the second half, but Dennis Rodman saves it. That is 11 rebounds for Dennis, and yet another offensive rebound by the Bulls. Great pass, Jordan from Kukoc, and the Bulls extend their lead.
Yeah, they're going for a 20-second timeout right now. Good call by Dell. And what's the main reason for the timeout? 2 second shot opportunities. The Bulls score on both of them. They're getting out-hustled right now. You don't see that enthusiasm. They've like taken the heart out of them. But as a coach, what you're trying to do is to get them going. Nice pass here by Kukoc. A great pass and a beautiful finish by Michael.
Kukoc with 7 assists, and he is playing the all-round game that the Bulls want from him. He's gotten enough rebounds in the game and has scored. He has 3 rebounds. So Tony Kukoc who always said he wanted to start. Doesn't, of course, with Pippen, but getting his opportunity and making the most of it now.
Well, Dick, you're looking at a guy who's playing 31 minutes. He's first on the team in field goal percentage at 48%. No one else over 45. He first in threes at three-point percentage at 48. And he leads the team in assists at 4.4 assists a game.
And when that man comes off in January from the injured list, Kukoc will be again the valuable sixth man that the Bulls have used to win a flurry of titles. 63-45, the Bulls lead. Rick Fox with a great feed inside to Campbell. And out of bounds, traveling is the call against Eldon Campbell.
Right now, once again, the underlying Orion Fox. They've got to get involved here offensively and do a better job on the defensive board.
And here's Kukoc again. Tony Kukoc with 10 points. And speaking of Orion Fox, they have a combined 2 points between them. 1 for 9 shooting. Three and a half minutes have elapsed here in the third quarter. Crowd just sitting back enjoying this one as the Lakers have never really challenged the Bulls in this one as Van Exel fires up an air ball. Rodman goes back to Kukoc. Bulls are making it look easy so far in this game. Michael Jordan with a spin move in the lane. He's got 25.
Now they're in cruise control right now. They're playing with a terrific amount of confidence. Everything is their tempo.
Robert Horry misses a three-point attempt. And the rebound by Tony Kukoc. The Chicago Bulls trying to extend their winning streak to 3 games and a Bulls foul underneath.
Now, you know when Luke Longley outruns you, you know that you're in a lot of trouble here. Now, keep an eye on Dennis as he picks it back, and then Kukoc gets it over to Michael. Now, Michael will come down in here, come back out with a beautiful spin move.
It is a Laker foul, and it is on Eldon Campbell, his second. Michael Jordan, despite the dislocated index finger which affected his shooting, a lot of players would like to be affected by the finger the way it's affected Michael Jordan tonight. He has 25 points, and he is 7 of 14 from the line. Kobe Bryant has come back in the game for the Lakers. He too playing with the burden of 3 personal fouls. So Jones and Bryant, and what is Del Harris going to wait for? Might as well get him in.
Oh, absolutely. Get him in the game and don't worry about the fouls. It doesn't make a bit of difference. You're getting hammered here this evening, mainly because your front court people can't get anything done and you can't take care of the board, so they're going small.
Sean Rooks. And finally, Eddie Jones lines up with it. A 24-point lead by the Chicago Bulls. Unexpected route by the Bulls to this point. Eddie Jones misses, and Sean Rooks follows.
Well, Sean Rooks throughout his career, averages right at 10 points a game. He's very deceiving. He can shoot a high percentage. He does not have quick feet. So anytime he picks you up down inside, just take him strong to the rim.
Tony Kukoc misses from 3, and the rebound by Horry. Not a bad third center to have on your team.
Absolutely not. Plus, he can play power forward for you, and you can play 2 big guys when you get the playoff time in the matchups they do.
Kobe Bryant is guarded by Michael Jordan, and the fall away by Kobe Bryant. That's the future, and even Michael Jordan will tell you that Kobe Bryant, the future of the NBA, you're looking at the present and the future right there. It is 69-49, a 20-point Bulls lead.
Michael was all over him that time, right in his face.
And Jordan with a move to the basket. We got a little show going on here between number 23 and number 8.
You kind of feel it, don't you?
Yeah, you do. And the crowd does as well. Kobe Bryant's 19 at the same age. Michael Jordan was a sophomore at the University of North Carolina. And Bryant missing from outside, and the rebound by Dennis Rodman.
Rodman has been a workhorse tonight, doing a terrific job.
Jordan working against Bryant. Double team on Michael. Again, they double him. 4 on the shot clock. Here is Rodman with 1. Gets it off. Air ball, and it'll go over to the Lakers. 71-49. Lakers never really in this game. They took a 5-0 lead, and that was it for them. Kobe Bryant fouled by Jordan, and he'll go to the line.
This replay of Kobe, you see he's coming off a baseline screen. And then, now watch Michael. Michael's right on him now. Now this is just a quick move. Michael's right up in his face. Nothing but net. At the other end, Michael says, look, I'm turning on him and I'm taking him. Head fake, take him strong.
And a timeout with 5:29 remaining in the third.
What if it were me? What if...
Over Cedric Henderson. Part of 23 points on the night for Smith. Atlanta winning 94-83 over their Central Division rival. Atlanta now a conference best 19-5. We go back to the United Center. Dick and Hubie.
All right, Vince, thank you very much. The Atlanta Hawks now tied with the Seattle Sonics for the best record in the NBA in a very tight battle in the Central Division, all the way down to the fifth slot where the Chicago Bulls are. So Kobe Bryant will be going to the free throw line, scoring 27 against Houston Friday. He was scoreless with 2.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter and scored all 27 points in under 13 minutes.
Well, he backed that up, Dick, in the next game with 14 in the fourth period. See, there's more to this young man's game than just scoring, because in 26 minutes a game, he gives you 4 rebounds as well as 3 assists, and he gets you 1.5 steals a game. He gives you stats that a lot of starters give you in 32 to 34 minutes.
There's the comparison between Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan thus far. And, of course, remember, Kobe comes off the bench. 1 out of 2 from the line. It's a 21-point Chicago lead.
Well, they're going to their quickness right now. And, you know, they had their trap. Once they give you the one trap, then they match up.
Tony Kukoc laying it in. Kukoc with a big game. He has 12 points, 8 assists, and 4 rebounds. Fine all-round effort by Tony Kukoc. Eddie Jones, now guarded, goes right around Kukoc and is fouled. Good quickness by Eddie Jones, who, hampered by foul trouble, has scored only 2 points tonight.
That's just a very quick move here by Eddie Jones. He's an excellent slasher, and he loves to take it strong to the basket. Tonight, there's been a good thing of strategy, Dick. Any time that Chicago has gotten a major mismatch, just like the last field goal, Rooks picked up Tony Kukoc. Kukoc right off the dribble, right to the rim.
So Michael Jordan with his 3rd foul, and Eddie Jones, who was the player of the month in November, now back in the swing after a slight dip. He scored 32 against Minnesota last night. And tonight, because of foul trouble, not doing much. Only 1 of 7 from the field. 3 points for Eddie Jones. Under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. 73-51 the Bulls. Dennis Rodman fouled, and he'll shoot 2.
You can see what the strategy is right now. The Bulls are coming down the floor. They're spreading out. They have 3 guys right across half court, 2 guys outside of the lane. And they're saying right now, we are going to take advantage of your bad matchup. And your bad matchup is whoever Rooks is playing. And that's the guy they take off the dribble. They force you to rotate, and they find the free guy.
Dennis Rodman, scoreless against the Phoenix Suns, but 21 rebounds in their last game. Gets his first point and gets a cheer from the crowd. So he will not get shut out again tonight.
Well, the big thing is he came into this game and he's shooting 36%. And, you know, Dennis usually does a halfway decent job on his foul shots. He's usually somewhere in the 50s.
The lead is 13. 23, I should say. 13, we have the Lakers excited. Corey Blunt feeding. Eddie Jones getting the assist. And it is 74-53, 4.5 to go here in the third quarter. Randy Brown in there along with Ron Harper, guard. Michael Jordan, in effect the third guard with Kukoc and Dennis Rodman. Michael Jordan, rebound Van Exel. Lakers, highest scoring team in the NBA, but not tonight as Nick Van Exel now in double figures.
Well, you're looking at a starting unit that is so high-powered. 5 guys in double figures. And tonight they just cannot throw it in the ocean. They're still shooting below 30% as a unit.
Well, this game really billed as a fine offensive team against one of the top defensive teams in the league, and the D is winning. Randy Brown misses the jumper.
Yes, and you'd say, hey, that's why you can see teams only shoot 41% for the game against Chicago, second best in the league.
Van Exel from Rooks to Corey Blunt, and that is the best ball movement we've seen from the Lakers tonight.
Well, with this unit, everything is off the dribble unless they go to Rooks on an occasional post-up. What they're trying to do is take you off the dribble, force you to double, find the free people.
Randy Brown with the personal foul. And here's Corey Blunt, who's done a great job off the glass. Friday night, the Philadelphia 76ers and Allen Iverson against the Miami Heat on TNT. Next Tuesday, Hubie and I will be at the Fleet Center as the Hornets and Celtics go at it. Dave Powers coaching against his former team. Rick Pitino doing a great job. Boston one game under 500. Heat and Pistons next Friday. So we'll feature a little bit of the Heat. There's Eldon Campbell on the bench with 15 right now. 18-point Bulls lead as we have less than 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Jordan guarded by Kobe Bryant. See what he does against the youngster. Off balance. Missed the tip. Rodman almost tipped it in. And here come the Lakers. Kobe Bryant going to the hoop. Kobe Bryant, his father Joe Jellybean Bryant played in the NBA, so he was well schooled in this league when he came aboard.
Dick, he was behind the three-point line on the catch, one bounce, and he was up and in the rim.
You remember a few guys that did this initially, huh?
Well, the guy right now with the basketball, he's not bad at it still. As an old-timer.
And Kobe Bryant blocking Randy Brown into the hands of Nick Van Exel.
You have to be careful here now. You give him one.
Van Exel misses, and Rodman the rebound. Kobe Bryant, though, has scored 14 points in 16 minutes. You get an example of how he could score in a hurry. A blocking foul is the call as Kukoc going to the hoop.
Well, they come with this unit. They lull you to sleep. They run up and down like the summer league, and if you don't pay attention, they get right back in the game.
You're watching 13 Days of...
Who encourages you to participate in the lives of America's youth.
Welcome back to the United Center in Chicago, where the Bulls leading the Lakers as they've had all night, 74-58. Typical game for Dennis Rodman. Only 2 shots from the field, but 12 rebounds. You remember Frank Sinatra with Nancy and the laughing face? Well, this is Dennis with the laughing face.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you, he's working yeoman's work tonight on the glass. That's why we said at the top, when Harper and Kukoc are scoring, which they are, and Jordan shoots over 50, Rodman gets his 15-plus rebounds. They are so tough to beat.
Derek Fisher has come in at point guard defensively for the Lakers. Jason Caffey making his first appearance in the game. Jordan's fall away against Brian misses. Longley cleans up. So Luke Longley, 24 points. That is a career high. 22, that is, and he has matched the career high. So 2 more, and he's got it. Here is Kobe Bryant into the hands of Michael Jordan. Under 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. The Bulls lead 76-58. And Harper hits, but the Lakers struggling with the people up front here.
Yeah, Jones, Eddie Jones, Fox, and Ori in this game are 2 for 17. You can't get it done. Where are they going? Because they need those guys defensively to create the turnovers, to get out in the open floor, and their quickness and to be good three-point shooters.
And Eddie Jones got into foul trouble. Kobe Bryant with 16 points, 78-60. So Bryant, who came in as the top bench scorer in the NBA at 17 plus a game. Harper with Jordan, Longley, Brown, and Jason Caffey. And a good play by Eddie Jones over the top, knocking the ball away. Eddie Jones, one of the top defensive players in the NBA, one of the ranking leaders in steals, creates one there. Jones gets his own rebound, and Eddie Jones has it slapped away. And number 6 still has it. Jones 1 of 9 from the field, now making 1 of 10. So Eddie Jones can't find it tonight. So on top of the front court, as you pointed out, not getting anything done, their leading scorer was Shaq out of action, 1 for 10 from the field. Under a half a minute remaining in the third quarter. Michael Jordan with the short jumper, 29 for MJ.
Well, the difference between the two teams, one team is staying within what they run. They're getting nice high percentage shots. The Lakers on the other end, everything is a strain. Everything is being challenged by Chicago. And you can see why teams cannot shoot the high percentage. The Bulls are all over, and they're helping out, and they challenge you in the lane.
Thus 37% shooting by the Lakers as Kobe Bryant goes to the line with 3.6 seconds remaining in the third. Ron Harper picking up his second foul. Maybe people are curious as to why Kobe Bryant's name is called Kobe. Well, his father, Joe Bryant, played in Italy and loved Kobe beef, which is the really special steak that you get over in Japan. So he decided, I'm sure with his wife's blessing, to name his son Kobe after Kobe beef. Better than being called sirloin. Take it easy on me, kid.
No, I'm not even touching that. Are you kidding me?
There you see the Lakers bench still doing a good job tonight. The starters have not, but the bench has come in and been effective. Randy Brown at the buzzer misses. And that is the end of the third quarter. Luke Longley tying a career high with 22 points. Michael Jordan, however, leads everybody with 29. And after 3, the Chicago Bulls lead the LA Lakers by a score of 80-61.
Kendall Gill, nursing a 2-point lead, steps back and buries a 3-pointer. And that's a 5-point lead for the Nets at that point. New Jersey celebrating. They get the monkey off their backs tonight, beating the Pistons 105-101. Grant Hill with 25 in the game. Brian Williams had 18. Keith Van Horn, the rookie, 22 points to help the Nets. Back to United Center.
We're back here as we get ready for the start of the fourth quarter. You know, Hubie, other than the 76ers and the Toronto Raptors, there is not an easy night in the Eastern Conference for any one of these teams.
Absolutely, Dick. It's going to be a mad rush for the playoffs. You have 12 legitimate teams trying for 8 spots. Now, at the end of 3, Chicago shooting 48%, LA 37. LA only 2 for 13 in threes. Free throws are a wash, but the battle of the boards, Chicago by a +12.
Rick Fox with Sean Rooks, Kobe Bryant, Corey Blunt, and Derek Fisher, and a steal by Randy Brown. And on the crossover, he is fouled before the shot. And the foul is against Kobe Bryant, who has 4. So Eddie Jones and Kobe Bryant, the 2 shooting guards tonight, each with 4 personal fouls.
Well, with this group out there, you know, with Burwell and Brown, they are 2 very, very quick defenders.
Longley, Cappy out there along with Ron Harper, and an offensive foul against Luke Longley.
Good call. That's that guard around. That's Luke Longley's 4th. When he caught the ball, he turned and gave a back screen. Now, you know, they're taught to do that. Now, just keep an eye on this. Now, just watch the back screen. See, as he turns, he screens, but it was too quick. You got to give the player a one step there. So it was an excellent call.
Kobe Bryant picked up by Ron Harper. Lakers trying to make a run without their starting guards. Van Exel and Jones in there, and Rick Fox banks it in. So only the second basket by the forwards. 2 of 8 for Fox.
And Fox came in on fire. He's been really scoring a lot of points lately, averaging about 18 a game. And you thought that maybe, you know, he was feeling that he belongs in that offensive flow.
Sean Rooks inside against Luke Longley will send Longley to the line. Fox, by the way, coming off a 30-point game against the Houston Rockets. There is Eddie Jones. It hasn't been his night. 3 points, 4 personal fouls. As the Chicago Bulls making a statement against the Lakers here. They'll meet again February 1st at the Great Western Forum. And there are many people who think the Lakers and Bulls will meet in the NBA Finals come June. Of course, you talk to the people in Seattle and some of the other contenders in the East. They have other thoughts. Longley with a career high now of 23 points. And on the turnover, Ron Harper.
The Bulls are not a blazing fast break type of team. They'd rather loaf, and then they find their people with a couple of passes. It's not usually a guy dribbling and a one pass and a layup.
Cappy open and hit. Jason Cappy coming off a season's high 18 points and 18 rebounds against Phoenix. And they were doing the job with Rodman off the boards in that last game.
Yeah, and he was rewarded by not playing in the first half. Okay.
He wants more playing time. Phil Jackson said, sorry, you're just not going to get it with this rotation.
Hope my car gets fixed today.
Games these guys have played, Hubie.
Yeah, you look right there. Michael has done in 872 games the amount of points. But how about the fact that Kareem has played 500 more games than Wilt? And then when you divide the 500 games into the difference right here of 7,000 points, it comes out to about 14 points a game. So it gives you an idea of how awesome Wilt was when he was out on the floor. When you think about how many times he scored over 50 points a game.
Kobe Bryant up and under and fouled by Luke Longley as Jordan is guarding Kobe Bryant. 5 personal fouls on Luke Longley, who has established a career high for points tonight.
Well, this is just a strong move by Kobe. You can see when he's out on the floor, he has the instincts and the ability, the athletic talent to always get off a shot, no matter what, whether he's open, whether he's in traffic, and then to be able to draw a foul in order to possibly be a potential three-point scorer in the lane.
Joe Klein will come in for Luke Longley. Joe Klein added to the Bulls this year, 13th year out of Arkansas, well-traveled, but a good man to have as an extra big man. He replaces Longley, who goes out with 23 points. Kobe Bryant, in 21 minutes, has scored 19 points tonight. 18-point Bulls lead.
With the Lakers, you're saying, hey, there's 10 minutes to go. You're not giving up. You're just saying we need some stops or some turnovers.
No stop there. 31 for Michael Jordan. Chicago Bulls destined to exceed their offensive output. So there's no question that the way it's going, that the Bulls' style with the defense and the technical against Robert Horry. At least he's got something in his column. He has no points and no personal fouls, and now picks up the tee.
Well, it's interesting because, as you know, he's added 15 pounds this year in building up his body. And he's ranked 21st in steals, 36th in rebounds, 17 in blocks. He's doing everything from a defensive standpoint for the Lakers. But when we go back, when he was with Houston, when they won the rings, he was a perimeter scorer, rebounder, shot blocker. He was a big three-point shooter and a big scorer, like 14, 15 points a game.
Not much of an offensive threat, similar to what Ron Harper was, more of an offensive player before he came to Chicago. Kind of regained that again, and an offensive foul is the call.
Yeah, that time, Michael was being roughed up in the post there by Bryant, and Michael had to put an elbow into his chest there.
4 personal fouls on Michael Jordan, who has 32 points in the game, many of them from the free throw site. Kobe Bryant with a fall away, and Jason Cappy the rebound. Chicago Bulls trying to make it 3 in a row against the LA Lakers. Trying to let the Lakers know that despite their 14-9 record struggling on the road, this team hasn't given up its bid for yet another world title, and they know they get Scottie Pippen back in January. Nick Van Exel gets it to Rick Fox. Fox working against Scott Burrell, who gets a piece of it. Good defensive play by Burrell, out of bounds, last touch by the Lakers.
Yeah, that's another an indication of what we're talking about. This team has not given up anything defensively. They are all over the Lakers. They've met the challenge for every minute that we have played here this evening, but this is how they play defense most nights.
Michael Jordan gets 2 more, 34 for Jordan, and the Bulls playing on both ends as if this score were tied. Not a 23-point lead. Bryant, and here's Robert Horry from outside. Elden Campbell in the game, follows with a jumper, and Scott Burrell the rebound. The good old-fashioned whipping that the Lakers are getting tonight at the hands of the world champ. Klein with his first shot. Elden Campbell has it slapped away by Jordan. Love the way the Bulls have not given an inch, even with their big lead most of the game. Jordan tried to get it inside, but the Lakers get it back. Here is Kobe Bryant with a reverse layup. Beautiful. Great move by Kobe Bryant.
See, he has the vision in that move to see that the guy was coming for the shot clock. And all he did was continue in the air and come up on the other side and use the rim.
21 points for Kobe Bryant. 7 on the shot clock, and Burrell is fouled by Rick Fox. Let's see Kobe in action again.
Now just watch as the defender comes right into your picture right there for the shot block. Just the presence to stay within the shot, don't force it, float underneath and finish.
I mentioned how he got his first name Kobe. Look at the impact tonight. 23 minutes, 21 points to lead the team, and he has nearly half of the Lakers' second half points. 26, nothing to shout about. Little advice from the master right here.
Well, the one thing about him is that, sure, the Lakers call him Showboat, Showtime. They kid him about the fact that he's a highlight film, but there is not one person who doesn't think he's going to be the superstar of the future. And everyone likes the fact that he has humility and that he asks for advice from legendary players, from coaches, and he's a very well-mannered, and he talks to everyone.
He was brought up well.
Absolutely. Plus, he comes in with college board scores of 1,080. Could have attended any university in the United States, and you kind of like it. He's got the total package.
I bet you Michael Jordan was saying, Kobe, why didn't you go to North Carolina instead of coming into the league and played a couple of years there? Eddie Jones is short. Then he would have said, well, I wouldn't have played for Dean Smith this year.
There you go.
But Bill Guthridge is doing a great job.
He sure is.
Here is Cappy. And Burrell keeps it alive. Burrell active, making the most of his playing time in the second half. Jordan looking for room and hits the jumper. 36 points now for Michael Jordan, coming off a big game against Phoenix on Monday night of 31. Joe Klein gets the rebound. And here's Randy Brown with Kobe back. Great pass behind his back. Spectacular passing inside, and it will be last touched by the Bulls. And a timeout called.
Del Harris allowed his starters to stay out on the floor. He was looking for a run. He did not get it. 6 minutes to go.